Hi, everyone. I'm Xabi. I'm the CTO in Calimero. And today I'm super excited to talk about what are we building in Calimero and what are self-sovereign applications. But the first thing, I have a question for you. How many of you use centralized applications to share data with your friends and your family? Please raise your hands. I'm one of you, for sure. So yeah, we are in REDACTED. We are Web3 people, and still we accept the terms of service of these applications. And these terms of service are giving these companies rights over our own data. So the problem is how our personal data is being processed, controlled by entities that we have been forced to trust. We are forced to trust them because basically we are going to get isolated. We are not going to be able to talk with our family or of our friends. So what can we do to solve this? Okay, compete with these massive applications with decentralization and ownership. I mean, it's not possible yet. Blockchain did huge steps for this, but it's not a solution that the solution has limitations. First, in blockchain, storing data and complex operations is expensive and slow. Second, is in terms of the risk of putting sensitive data into a blockchain. We have same problems that giving it to centralized applications. And the third one is the scalability. With the current state of blockchain, it just can't handle the huge amount of data that you need for competing with these applications. Okay, so what can we do? I mean, everything is about the control of the data. So the only way to recover it is to provide developers with the tools that help them, that enable them to get, to build the internet that we want. And what is doing Calimero for that? Calimero provides a framework that allows developers, that allows building and running self-sovereign applications that give users control over their data. And in Calimero, we do it, we store the data locally, and you only share it with the people you really trust, with no central authorities, with no external management. For developers, we provide them with the tools that allow them to build applications that truly respect the user control, keep this data safe, and own their own digital identity. Because this goes beyond privacy. This is about giving users the control of their digital lives. So one of the things that I want to introduce to understand better Calimero is a few terms. In Calimero, we have apps. Apps are the rules that define the communication between a group of peers. Then we have the context. Context are groups of trust that agree in communicating with these rules defined by the application. And finally, we have the context. The context is the software running on the device of the user that allows them to interact with the context. Okay, with that, we can start a context. What are the steps? First, a developer needs to create a Calimero application. This application, the rules, are then compiled into OSM and deployed into a registry. When it's available in the registry, any user of Calimero can run the node and start a new context. He has to choose the application he wants to run and the initial configuration. When the context is set up, he can start adding members. These members will receive an invite with the settings of this context. And if they accept the rules, they will be part of the group. And finally, once we have a context with multiple peers, any of them can call a function in the application through the node that is going to create a state transition. If this state transition first is applied locally, and then through the use of CRDTs, eventually all the members of the context are going to see the same data. Having consistency without a central authority or a sequencer. Okay. Probably you are thinking, okay, eventual consistent data sounds good for most of the cases, but still there is data that requires stronger guarantees. For that, in Calimero, we are all about integrating existing solutions and technology that help us to do that. For example, the blockchain integrations. So any context in Calimero can be integrated with a blockchain by using two contracts. One is the configuration contract. It says who is capable to enter to join the context and what are the permissions. And the second one is the proxy contract. The proxy contract it represents the context in a public blockchain. And how does it do it? Think about it as a multi-sig contract. But instead of using public blockchain accounts, it uses the identities of Calimero, the context identities. So in this example that we have 3 nodes, node 1, node 2, and node 3, if any of them execute an operation in the WASM which interacts with the blockchain, instead of executing it immediately, it's going to create a proposal. Then the rest of the nodes are going to get notified. And they can approve the proposal by accepting it with their context identity. In the end, once it gets enough approvals, the operation is going to be executed. And this operation can be a transfer, a call to another contract, or even change a value in the configuration. Cool. So in summary, Calimero provides developers and builders with an open source software that is free and is always going to be free. And it's going to be open source because anybody using Calimero needs to verify that it does what it promises. Second, it's going to be cross-platform. So we compile applications into WASM to be able to run them on every device. We want to run it in mobile phones, desktop, and browsers. Right? Then it's peer-to-peer. There is no servers. There is no central authority. There are no cloud costs. And finally, it's extensible. A peer-to-peer network has these limitations, but we are designing Calimero in a way that it can be extended based on the use cases that people are building. A little bit about our roadmap. I would like to highlight the specialized nodes that are nodes that are external to the context, but any context can use them to expand their functionalities. Also, I would like to mention the chains. Currently, we are integrated with NEAR and StarNet. In the following weeks, we are going to add support to ICP, and in the following months, to EVM, Solana, and Stellar. To wrap up, the goal of Calimero, our vision, is to be the largest hub of self-sovereign applications and bring users control over their data. For that, we'll have to provide developers the tools to bring this reality into life. I would like to mention one thing. Currently, we are running a few hackathons. So if you are interested in Calimero, do you want to learn more about it and try it out? It's the best opportunity to do it. I mean, hopefully, you will get rewarded for that. So give it a try. And that's all from my side. I didn't have too much time, but I don't know. If you have any questions, I don't know if I have time for questions. We can meet outside. We have the booth in front of this door. And that's it. Thank you.